go back, could you take like 2 or 3 soccer balls with you and give them to that school? Or?
So one thing that, with the program that I did, the Foundations for Farming, it was a new program for the schools. And so we made sure that the schools would really learn from it and take part in it. We gave them an initiative. And we told them whichever school does the best with the program will get a full soccer kit and a full netball kit. So, excuse me. And so netball to them is like basketball. And that amazed me. Netball is a girl's sport over there. So if you guys like playing basketball, it's a girl's sport.
My shirt says basketball.
Girl's sport.
About hockey.
Oh, there's no hockey. It's sand. Everything's sand. Yeah. No football. They don't know what American football is. To them, football is soccer. But yeah. I'm sorry? I had a restroom and everything. Where I lived at was guys. I want to be the center of attention right now. No, I lived at a lodge that was owned by the organization that I was working with. So I had a proper bedroom, proper bathroom. But you go into the villages, and so along what I started to say earlier is I was living right on the Zambezi River. And in the river, there's a lot of hippos and crocodiles. And so it's very dangerous. Like they're saying in the video, the women and children go down there to get drinking water and to wash the clothes and to bathe. Well, just in the time that I was there, we lost 4 people to the hippos and crocodiles. It's very dangerous. So one of the things Reach In Generation is doing there is drilling wells, so they have clean water, and they don't have to go down to the river. But anyway, squirrel. You go into a village, and the restroom is so down at the river, there's reeds everywhere, and they use the reeds as a building material. So the restroom would be about from the stage to here, and it's just a circle of reeds and just a hole in the ground, and that's where they go to the restroom. So yeah, I never used it.
No privacy.
Yeah, a little bit of privacy with the reeds, but not very much. You don't fall in. Nobody pulls you out. Any other questions? Yes.
What ages did you have in one class? Was there multiple ages?
So yes, I worked with grades 4, 5, and 6. That's what the materials were made for.
Okay.
And so in that, you get kids, I think 9 to 13. And so yeah, that's what I was working with. 5?
It's 5 till.
Oh, okay. So another thing that I did with them is plant moringa trees. The moringa trees are just another way, a way for the schools to bring in a revenue. That way they aren't reliant on us to feed them all the time. So that way they can start feeding themselves and just give them a sense of responsibility. Oh, I can just scroll this. That's amazing. So this village didn't have a soccer ball. Wasn't pumped up very well. But this kid right here is my favorite. Now see his smile. And then I think he's wearing his glasses. He's cool. He had glasses. So this isn't the best picture, but that's a house. This is, it's thatch roof and thatch walls. That's what they live in. And on the other side, there's another house that's made out of mud, rock, and sticks. And those are the materials that they have. But there's no plaster or anything on the outside. So after a few years with all the rains, the mud just washes away the rains wash away the mud, and they have to rebuild. So could you imagine having to rebuild your house every 5 years? No. I'd be homeless. Just some kids planting the moringa trees. This little cutie. And so I was planting, this is one of the teacher's children. We were planting trees and everything. And he was too young for school, but he just loved being out there, had a blast. But out of everything that I did over there, and everyone that I met, everyone I got to see, my absolute favorite part was getting my grandfather to come over and see me. He came over for 2.5 weeks to come and help me see what I was doing. And so here's a hint. If you go on mission for so long, your whole family tells you, no, you need to finish school. But you go and have your grandpa come and visit you. Even he's saying, yeah, I like what you're doing, but you need to finish school. Take him for 2.5 weeks. School's important, but you belong here.
Finish school.
I will, Father. But yeah, that was just absolutely amazing. I got to spend Thanksgiving with my grandfather, which was wonderful. Another American over there, and family. You know, Thanksgiving is a time that we take for granted to spend with our family. And so, you know, family that usually we don't want to see, but they show up anyways. And being able to have just one member of your family there. I love you, Aunt Kay. I like having you around. But it really gives you some perspective when you've been away from your family for so long, and then suddenly you have someone there just to show them what you've grown a passion for. Yes?
Has there ever been an animal inside the school?
Of the schools, I don't know, but I did have a snake try and come in my house once.
Oh,
It was oh no, not dinner. So one night I'm laying in bed and I hear a ruckus. I go and look out there, and there's a green mamba, which is about 8 or 9 foot long. And green mambas, they don't slither like normal snakes. He held his head about that far off the ground and just comes straight at you. And that's scary. They, you know, black or green mambas are very poisonous. So one of the things that they told me is if a green mamba ever bites you, go and lay under a tree. Because you don't want to be laying there dying in the sun. At the same time. You go lay in the shade. What was that?
What'd you do?
When I saw the snake,
What are you doing? Yeah.
I kept my distance, and then he started going towards my room. I was like, I won't be able to sleep tonight. This was 9 o'clock at night. I was not going to rest until I saw that snake. So I just got a stick that was about 10 foot long and started whacking it. It went down towards the hole.
Do you have any pictures of your little monkey?
I thought I did, but no. No, I guess I didn't put it on here.
It's on your Facebook though, right?
Yes.
Eddie, can you pull it from his Facebook?
Hey Eddie, the mouse is over there.
So
Years.
They also have a missions organization going on, and they just found this abandoned monkey, and named him Rafiki. And so I was over hanging out with them, and I had my phone like this, and just looking at myself, taking the selfie video, and I looked down and saw another monkey on the screen. I said, "Oh, I'm a monkey!" So he jumped out and started biting my phone. Yeah, it does. Yes, yeah. So there is electricity in the area, but you have to have money for it. Most of these houses, the little hut that you saw, there's no power going there, and some of these huts will have solar panels, and they'll put them out during the day just to charge a small battery. That way they can have one light on at night, just so they can see past 8 o'clock. And that's the extent of their power there. It's, when people picture Africa, people living in the bush without power, no clothing, I was living in the middle of that. And I was incredibly blessed by it. Yes?
Are you doing clothes?
I had a bathtub in my room. And I was lazy with laundry. I'd wait until the last minute, and I'd just fill my bathtub up with clothes, let them soak, just scrub each one by hand, then rinse it out and hang it. That was laundry for me. It was a workout. I lost 40 pounds when I was over there, and it wasn't because of the food. Well, it was because of the food. But yeah. Any other? Yes.
How fertile is the soil and how your plants grow? Do you have enough water or fertilizer?
So the soil there is really not fertile at all. It was a huge challenge for me. Everything there is pretty much sand, and you can't grow anything in sand. But with the program, they teach you to make compost. So the thing that I was teaching them is you make the compost and put that in the hole before you put the seed in. That way there's the nutrients there. We didn't use fertilizer, herbicide, nothing like that. It was all just compost. So and the compost is extremely nutritious. And so everything that we planted in compost came up wonderfully.
Those trees that you planted, were they fruit trees, or what kind of what did they give off? Like what kind of food?
Those trees are a moringa tree, and they just grow a pod with nuts in it. And you don't really eat them, but it's one of those cure-all plants. It's so high in so many different vitamins and minerals that it can sustain them just with the nutrients from that plant. But you can dry the leaves and turn it into a tea. But what they're doing is, there's a company there that I became very good friends with them. They're buying the nuts from the schools, and they're going to press them for oil. And so each one of those trees, when it's full grown, will produce about 125 kg bag of nuts. And so that bag will be bought for about 20 kwacha, or $2. And so each school got 100 trees. If they do well over the next year, they get 500 trees. So that's an additional $2,000 to $4,000 a year going to that school that they would have never seen before. The education system there is just so cool. the teachers that I was working with would make $200 to $300 a month. So even teachers want these plants to take home just because of the benefits of the plant and being able to make some money from them.
When are you
Does the
leaving?
rain water them, or do they go get water to water?
We planted right at the beginning of the rainy season, so it would help them. But in the dry months, they do need to go. We didn't plant them far away from a well, so each school has its own well. So we planted close to there. That way, they can take water from that. So
When are you leaving?
Beginning of March.
Beginning of March.
So I haven't set an exact date yet. I just got the email Saturday night that it's official. So now, the next 2 months, I need to start raising funds.
Find a wife.
I'm sorry?
And find a wife?
Yeah, 2 months to find a wife. That will happen.
No.
But, no, I'm going over there as a missionary, not just an employee. So I have to raise as much funds as I can for, that'll be what pays me for the next 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So no, they're not paying you then, you have to raise money.
Well, we set a salary for me, and whatever I don't raise, they will cover for me. So, but they want me to raise as much as I can. So I have $32,000 to raise in 2 months.
Okay.
So pray for me. So do you guys have any other questions? Any questions about the missions field? How you can get involved? No? Nothing?
How much do you have to raise?
For me, I have to raise, I'll make $32,000 over the next 2 years. So I have to get as close to that as I can. To you guys, that sounds like a lot of money. But for a 2 years salary, that's nothing. That's working for the Lord. You don't go into that for the money. You go into it to see lives changed. And that's something that I have definitely learned and been convicted of.
So did other people come with you, or was it just you working?
I was the only guy. It was supposed to be me and another guy working for One Hope and going over there and doing this, but he found another job, so I was the only American, only guy on my team working with the organization over there. So, yeah. It is an amazing experience. And the thing that I really want you guys to take away from it is, in April, I thought I'd be sitting in a classroom. But when you hear God calling you, just answer. Even if it's for a weekend trip or something. When he tells you that man needs help, help him. Even if it's just walking across the street or helping him buy a meal, just do it. Not everyone is called halfway across the world to live in the middle of nowhere and share the gospel. Everybody's called to call to missions in different ways. So just whatever you feel calling or pulling on your heart, do it. You guys have John and Sherry to talk to. They've been doing this stuff a long time. They know, they've done these other trips. If you guys want to do it, bring it up to them. I'm sure between them and even us college kids, we can get involved and do stuff with you guys if you want. So, yeah. Anything else? Yes? No? All right.
Thank you, Ryan.